Genius. I love that. So let's talk about, I'm going to kind of skip around because
Go
you've
for it.
got so much energy, and I mean that in the best way. Um how so onboarding, I mean the thing I've always heard is like first 72 hours are pretty crucial, but how do you curate that time period?
Yeah. So again, back to there's four states you want to achieve: the safety, clarity, momentum, identity. Just a really quick rundown in each of those. Uh, Safety essentially just makes people feel, hey, I'm not a random number on a sheet that I just enrolled to a thing. They actually see me. I'm here, and I know how to get support. Easiest way to install safety: do what I call a safety call. It's a call from a real human. Maybe give it another 5 years, and AI will be at the point where it will be indistinguishable, but real human. It can be a very low level CS support person. Doesn't need to be like the founder, the CEO, or whatever. Uh, Safety call, 10 minutes, just literally going over, hey, saw you entered. Really excited for you to join. This is just a call, checking up, making sure A, you're feeling good about feeling good about the decision, ready to go. B, want to make sure you have access to everything you need access to. And C, want to make sure and you know when your first touch point is. Your first call is scheduled for next Tuesday at 9. Great, fantastic. If you have any questions in the meantime, let me know. The dividends that pays just in that first period of time that they know that you know that they're there, and it's just like this sigh of relief. Um, Easiest thing to do. That's safety. Clarity, this is essentially just taking them from, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I should be focused on. I don't know how I should be feeling, to knowing what to do, knowing how to feel, etc. Easiest way that I find to install this, also with the use of AI, create what I like to call a just a micro asset, or a micro next step asset, basically next step asset, where you're again build out a custom AI, input everything that they mentioned from their sales call, input the entire sales call transcript in there, have it spit out a transcript for a Loom video, have that same low level CS person, or maybe somebody on the CS team, film a 10-minute Loom video that just walks them through, hey, so these are the first three things based on what you said in your call, we want to focus on, da 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 da. Here are the first three things you need to focus on, ABC. Here's what not to focus on, because we need to make sure that we facilitate this with you properly. So don't touch this yet. And then most importantly, saying something like, listen, over the next week, you're going to feel this, this, and this. And that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be, because X and Y and Z. Especially, I find that this one's especially useful for those very emotionally driven sales, right? Maybe it's a first time entrepreneur, or somebody wanting to lose weight for the first time. Those ones where it's just like the volatility in the client's emotion can go from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds. So giving that framing and letting them know, like, hey, this is the pattern you're probably going to be feeling, and that's okay. That's what it's designed for. Again, just breath of fresh air for them. Momentum, again, basically taking them from, I'm going to start next week, or I don't know when I'll start, to not only have I started, but I've already seen progress. Favorite way to install this is, again, with the use of AI, custom GPT, and you essentially, using your IP again, you essentially build out something where they can enter they enter essentially a set of information. It gives them a game plan and questions to basically follow up or ask themselves, etc., work through. They bring the progress of that to their first interaction, versus waiting for that first interaction for them to start seeing progress, if any. Easy example of this is for a fitness offer. Um, I've helped a couple of fitness coaches do this, and it works so well. So feel free to steal this, which is, you build out a custom GPT around your frameworks. If you're calorie counting, or if you're, macros, or if you're whole foods focused, whatever you are, build out a GPT that preaches all that, and then have them upload every single item in their pantry and their fridge. And then it spits out a red, yellow, green of reds you got to throw away, yellow you got to moderate, green you're good to go. And it spits out a grocery list of everything that they should go and get to replace the things that they're throwing out, and 10 questions to make sure that they know, or 10 questions to ask themselves and journal on before their first call with the
Hmm.
coach. Just so much momentum right out the gate. And they literally get that from day one. Or it's on a to-do sheet. And the last one is, identity. Really simple, is just taking them from, I'm a transaction, to, I want to be in this community. This is a community I want to belong in. Easiest way I find to do this is to make a peer-to-peer introduction within the first 72 hours. So a lot of people will do, a welcome post or a group onboarding call or whatever. Scrap all that. Make a peer-to-peer introduction with someone else, regardless of if they're at the same time period in the program, right? Maybe they signed up a month ago or a month later, whatever. But make a peer-to-peer introduction, highlighting a very specific part of that client's journey, whether it be maybe something they've struggled with in the past or one thing they're worried about in the future, a certain advantage they have along the process, right? I don't know if it's a fitness coaching offer or something. Link up two guys who absolutely have exactly zero time to work out, yet they still want to find a way to do it. They're corporate guys. They work 80 hours a week, yet they're like, oh, I still really want to do this. They have a plan, but pairing them up with that other guy to say, hey, I see you. I know exactly what it is you need. And by proximity, I'm showing you that by linking you up with this other person so you can hold each other accountable who has the same issues, has the same concerns. And so that is the rundown of 4 different states you want to achieve in the first 72 hours. It sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but at scale, again, at scale with systems, I promise it is very easily implementable.